As you guys may have seen on social media, floating around a couple of days, Chris Berman was in Baltimore last week, was speaking to John Harbaugh on the sideline during practice while they were practicing outside, mind you. And you know what? John Harbaugh told him a pretty awesome story about Lamar Jackson. Some things he said, some leadership qualities he showed, and it absolutely fires me up. We're going to talk about it on today's show and why it's a great sign for the Baltimore Ravens moving forward in this Super Bowl run. But before we get into any of that, do you think Lamar should win MVP? Simple question, yes or no. If it's yes, do me a favor, like the video. If it's no, then go ahead, root for the Bills this weekend. Then do you think that Josh Allen should win MVP? Every single person that watches this video that doesn't like it, I'm going to count that as a vote for Josh Allen. If you like it, and if you watched it, then you think Lamar should be MVP. Okay, so Lamar said what, right? He was talking to Chris Berman, not Lamar. John Harbaugh was talking to Chris Berman, and they were practicing outside. It was freezing. It was windy. There was snow on the sidelines, but yet they were practicing outside. And we all know that Lamar Jackson is a known cold weather hater, but he was the guy that spurned the decision to take practice outside. This is what John Harbaugh said about Lamar Jackson to Chris Berman. He said, Lamar's like, he goes, I got to throw in it. They got to catch in it. The wind is going to blow it. He goes, I need to get used to that. He goes, they need to get used to that. That was Lamar, man. And you know what? Fire me up, number 8. Because again, it's known. It's no surprise. Lamar Jackson hates the cold weather with a capital H. But this right there, that shows leadership. You heard it from John Harbaugh himself. He said Lamar chose that. Lamar said that. That shows a quarterback leading his team. That shows a quarterback being selfless. A quarterback knowing, you know what? We're about to play in some cold weather at home. And if we win, we're going to go on the road most likely to Buffalo and play in some really cold weather there. So we need to get used to it because this is exactly what the game atmosphere is going to look like, no matter if I like it or not. That's what leaders do. That's why this is such a great sign. Because not only is he playing well in the cold weather, which get ready for cold weather this upcoming Sunday against Buffalo, but he's wanting to practice in it. He knows these guys need to practice in it. He's leading this team into good habits on the practice field, which then leads into good habits on the playing field itself, okay? And you hear me talking about how much Lamar Jackson doesn't like cold weather, and you might be saying, Joey, are you being dramatic? How do you know that? Well, let me show you this picture. It was 67 degrees when this picture was taken. And look at Lamar, man. Look at Lamar. He is in a full coat, he's in a beanie, and he's in a little bit of a face mask, okay? And so you tell me, you look at this picture, and you tell me whether he likes cold weather or not. Okay, I'm going to set the over-under for 1.5 touchdowns for Lamar Jackson this upcoming Sunday against Buffalo. Those can be passing touchdowns. Those can be rushing touchdowns. Those can be those combined. You let me know. Does he get over that or does he get under that? This is going to be the pinned comment in today's YouTube video in just a second. I'm about to talk about our sponsor on today's video. That's our friends over at Game Time. While I'm talking about Game Time, go down in the comment section, find this pinned comment, and type over or under. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, lowest prices guaranteed. And the New Year's brings a lot of great things. Friends, food, celebration, but most importantly, guys, it brings the playoffs. And there's nothing that can quite compare to the rush and excitement you feel watching your team win a playoff game, either at home or on the road. And if you want to have that memory for the rest of your life, that's exactly where Game Time can help out. Game Time has an awesome new feature. It's called Game Time Picks, and that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals and great seats, so that way you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. The tool highlights the best deals, including great and amazing deals, which is the highest value seats at the time. For some events, Game Time Picks also identifies a super deal, which is the best seat value in the venue. And guys, there's so many things I love about Game Time. I love the lowest price guarantee. I love the last minute tickets and flash deals, but I love the views from your seat. Can't tell you how many times a sporting event has been ruined because I get to my seat and there's kind of something blocking my way. Well, that doesn't happen with Game Time. You can see exactly what the seat looks like before you even buy the ticket. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. And the link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. More on Lamar Jackson playing in the cold. He said, I'd rather it not be cold, but we got Derrick Henry, so that's a bonus. I don't believe nobody likes hitting in the cold. Not even defenders like hitting in the cold, especially when a 250-pound, all-muscle running back running downhill at you. I wouldn't want to do it. And you know what, Lamar? I wouldn't want to do it here either because the king is here. And I think this gives Baltimore such a clear-cut advantage in these cold weather situations because you can rely on a guy who is 250 pounds, who also has had multiple rushes of 21 miles an hour or more this year. He's still got the speed, but he's got more power than anybody else in the National Football League. You can rely on that guy in times when you need him. You can give the ball to that guy when the wind's blowing 20 miles an hour. You could give the ball to that guy when it's 8 degrees, possibly snowing, and it's very hard to throw the football down the field. Okay? You didn't have that last year. You didn't have it. Plain and simple. Well, this year, you do. And that is a massive advantage coming up for this weekend because, guys, it's going to be cold. Okay? This is the forecast for this weekend's game against the Bills. As of right now, days out, okay, this will probably change in the coming days, but this is the forecast. 20 degrees and snow showers at 12 p.m. By 6 p.m., 30 minutes after game time, chance of snow, 18 degrees. And then by 10 p.m., that time the game will probably be wrapping up, probably over, 10 to 20 miles an hour of wind, 17 degrees, okay? And I'll tell you what, I'd rather have Derrick Henry in my backfield than James Cook, okay? But regardless of weather, okay, taking weather out of it, I just love this look from Lamar, okay? This is exactly what leaders do. They identify weaknesses in a team, they identify potential weaknesses in a team playing in cold weather, and they attack it, okay? They attack that. And they say, you know what? This has the potential to lose us a game. Let's nip it in the bud. Let's get used to it. Saturday night, Sunday night, we're going to have to catch. We're going to have to hit. We're going to have to throw in these cold weather situations. Let's start doing that now during the week. He could have just said, you know what? Let's take advantage of being able to practice inside. It's going to be cold on Saturday night. It's going to be cold on Sunday. Let's just keep practicing indoors, take advantage of that. But no, he wants to get used to it even though he absolutely hates it. That's exactly what leaders do, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Now, something else that's a great sign for Baltimore, right? It's not just that, is that they moved on from someone exactly when they should have. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw this in the news cycle yesterday. I tweeted about it. A ton of people tweeted about it. But Diontae Johnson, familiar face, was released from the Houston Texans. Okay, just a few weeks after they claim him, they wash their hands of him, send him back into the wind. Send him back into the ether. And per reports, Diontae Johnson was visibly upset in the Texans locker room due to lack of playing time and targets after Houston's wild card win. And stop me right there if you've heard that before, because I know that every single one of us has, right? It's the same old story, same old thing that happened in Baltimore. And we'll talk about this more, but before we do, if you don't miss Diontae Johnson, if you're glad he's gone, if you hear that and you're saying, you know what, good riddance, then spam LOL in the comment section down below, because he's not our problem anymore. He's not anybody's problem anymore, but you got away from him when they needed to. Spam those LOLs down below. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's just a bullet dodged. And this is why it's such a great sign to me, is it shows a lot from Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh, and could be the thing that saved their season. Okay? I think the players like Diontae Johnson. I don't know if you guys saw the video of Isaiah Likely, Lamar, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry seeing Diontae Johnson after the Christmas game against the Texans, but it looked like there was a lot of smiles, a lot of highs, a lot of hugs, a lot of dabs, a lot of everything. It's obvious the players liked him. But John Harbaugh, Eric DeCosta, those guys knew that he wasn't right for this locker room. He wasn't good for this locker room, okay? And the move of releasing him might have been the move that saved this season. I'm not saying if they would have kept Diontae Johnson that they wouldn't have won last Saturday. I'm not saying that if they kept Diontae Johnson, they wouldn't have won this upcoming Sunday against the Buffalo Bills. But having a guy like that in a locker room, who after a team wins a wild card game in a big fashion, who's visibly upset when everybody else is celebrating, who only cares about me, who only cares about him, that's the kind of thing that can tank a locker room, and that's the kind of thing that can tank a season. So multiple good signs for the Baltimore Ravens, right? You got Lamar Jackson showing incredible leadership in year 7. And then you got Lamar and this team also getting used to this cold weather because they're going to play in it a lot. This upcoming Sunday especially. And then also, you know what? You dodged a bullet when you needed to. So many things, so many great signs for the Baltimore Ravens, only pointing in the right direction for this upcoming Sunday against the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I'm your man, Joey Petersen. You've been watching Ravens Rundown. If you haven't already, go ahead and join us. What are you doing? Best place to be if you're on YouTube and you love the Baltimore Ravens. So hit that subscribe button.